It's day 14 of 28 days on the Celebrity ASCENT. We're halfway. Hello, everybody. Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I am here with John. Hello, John.
Hello, Joyce.
John and I had a very nice, relaxing day at sea today. Oh, this morning was so long ago. It's late. It's almost midnight. What did we do this morning?
I got up and I was working on the cruise.
Oh, I actually woke up a little bit earlier this morning. I was awake at like 7:30. And we lounged around a little bit, and we went down to Cafe El Baccio, and we had coffee.
Right. And we did some work. We were doing excursion stuff.
No, I know. I'm sorry. It was a long time ago. I worked on the thumbnail for today's slot video.
Right.
I did that this morning.
While you were here.
While we were in the cabin, and John went ahead and went down to Cafe El Baccio ahead of me, and he had already set up today's video that you guys watched, day 13. And then I went down to Cafe El Baccio to join him, and we had coffee, and we worked on excursions. And there was something else that I worked on though, and I'm having trouble connecting the dots on it, and I'm not sure why. I can't remember what else I worked on.
You were looking up the cruises that we could use the points with.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
That's what I was doing. So it was certificate today. So for those of you that play in the casino, you know about the new certificate program. And they deliver the certificates to your stateroom the last morning of the cruise, not disembarkation day, but today, the last actual day of the cruise. And we will scan them, take a look at them, see. We kind of do that in the beginning. On day one.
Yes.
I scan the code to see what the list looks like, to see if there's anything on there that we want. And then we shoot for that. But John and I are in the situation right now where what we have scheduled is further out.
Yeah, we're way past.
Than what's on the cruise lists for the certificates. So what we've been doing lately is using the trade-in value, which gives you the ability to book 1 year out from the date of your cruise that you earned the certificate on. So we would be able to book something through the end of February.
Okay. So maybe we need an updated thing on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were looking at that, and I went online and I did a mock booking, if you will, and held this cruise. And so that took a little bit to figure everything out. And on that note, let's go over the results of yesterday's question. What was that, honey?
Do you leave your luggage with the porter, or do you carry on your luggage? And leaving it with the porter also includes carrying on some luggage. So, because a lot of people...
Right. If you leave anything with the porter, then your answer would be you leave it with the porter.
Well, I counted it as that.
So what was the results?
96% leave it with a porter. And a lot of those people said they also carry on something along with that. And the 4% said they just carry it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So on that note,
what about the question?
What is the question of the day today? So
Sarah came up with a good question and asked me something, and we decided to make it into a question. Do you have a preferred luggage brand that you use?
Interesting.
Or is there a better way to rephrase it?
No.
Okay.
So do you have a preferred luggage brand? So if you're going to answer the question, just answer yes or no will be the answer choices. And then, of course, we want you to expand on it. But as far as the tally, we're going to say so many said that what percentage said yes and what percentage said no, they didn't have a preference. So it's interesting. We didn't have a preference.
No.
For quite some time. As a matter of fact, it wasn't until 10 years ago when we started traveling to Las Vegas and we had to kind of tote our luggage further than we did just putting it in the car and taking it out of the car going on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
That we had the luggage that had the two little legs in the front and the two wheels in the back, and you had to tip it to do the wheels. Well, that's just as heavy. So I finally convinced John, because luggage is expensive, I finally convinced him to get some good luggage. And our very first set of good luggage was Samsonite. And I loved it.
Yeah,
you don't remember.
Good. But what happened to it? Oh, was that the one that they broke?
2 out of the 3 pieces. We still have one. 2 out of the 3 pieces have been broken. We got off of a JetBlue flight in Las Vegas, and the entire corner, not just the wheel, the housing of the wheel, the whole thing, you could see in the suitcase, the entire corner was gone. And that's actually a funny story. Do you remember what happened?
Yes, because our limo driver said to tell them about it, and they'll replace it.
Go to the claims office, which was right there.
And they gave us.
So they brought out a. It was a hard-sided large case, and they brought out a soft-sided medium.
And we said no.
I said no. I want what we have.
Yeah.
So she went back in and she came out and she brought out a large soft-sided case. And I said, no, I want a large hard-sided case. So she went back in the back, and they apparently they have inventory of new suitcases there. And she came out
with a
box.
Right.
And she opened up the box. And she took it out and said, will this do? And it was a black, hard-sided, large suitcase. And I said, that's great. And we left.
Right.
And we get to the hotel.
And it was a whole luggage set.
It was an entire set. There were 2 other pieces inside. So it was a large, a medium, and a small. So now we had the broken luggage that we had to dispense with through the hotel. And then so we had 2 extra pieces of luggage to take home with us. It was quite the interesting trip.
So we had to put one in the other suitcase.
It was interesting.
It was a mess. And I think it was Travel Pro. I told Sarah that was.
That was Travel Choice, I believe.
Okay.
And since then, that didn't really hold up all that well. The free luggage from JetBlue, and our friends Christina and Nelson told us about Travel Pro.
Okay, that was the one.
And we invested in 2 large and 2 small, like the carry-on size small, of Travel Pro. And so far, so good. I do have to say, though, the wheels on mine, for some reason, are kind of a little bit shredded. So I made sure that I did the warranty, and I was considering taking a picture and sending it in to them to see because it doesn't seem like it would be right. We haven't had the luggage for, I don't even think, a year.
Right.
So, but Travel Pro, John's is holding up great.
Right.
It's what the people that work in the airline industry use the most from the research that I did.
Right. But there's different levels of
Yes.
like there is with everything else. So I don't know.
But let us know if you have a preferred brand, yes or no. Those would be the tallies. And then, expand on it. We'd love to know. We love learning. So share with us if you have some fantastic brand that you like.
And along those lines, we want some suggestions, right?
Yes. So it's day 14 and we're running out of ideas for questions. It wasn't really part of the plan, and somehow it worked its way into it, and everybody seemed to be enjoying it, and we definitely are enjoying it. So if you have anything that you would like for us to use as a question of the day, please feel free to let us know. We would love to hear your thoughts, and we'll probably use some of them.
Yeah. And if it could be like a 2 answer, like a 2 A and a B, for instance.
Yeah.
Would be great. Yes and
Because
no.
John has difficulty with it. Well, it's
I
a lot of work.
don't have difficulty.
You're right. He doesn't have difficulty. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
to tally
And then, And
to
then,
tell item.
right, and yeah, this takes a long time.
Yeah. So if you had a question that maybe there could be a yes or a no, or just an A and a B option, 2 options, that would be great. But we'd love to hear anything that you're interested in knowing.
Also, many people were asking about the streaming, and we're going to do that one day. We're going to show how to set up the streaming for the Celebrity TV.
For the ships that have it.
Right, for the ships
And
that have it.
And when we do that, we'll show you on the screen. So we'll do a demo on our TV and we'll record it.
Right.
And we'll put that in the video. So we'll show you how to do that. And we'll do that one of the days within this next 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
We were concerned that we weren't going to have enough to talk about today because we really did a lot of YouTube and excursion research, YouTube work and excursion research. So one of the things that we decided, or the thing that we decided that we were going to talk about with you guys, and information that we're going to hopefully help you with, is excursions, booking excursions, and how we go about
how she does
booking excursions. And I'm going to say 90% or even higher we do on our own. We kind of have a general rule that if the start of the excursion is more than an hour to an hour and a half from the port, especially if we are in Europe, then we will book it through the ship. There's not a lot of those scenarios, and I do research, and there's lots and lots of really great websites out there. And the first one that I'm going to tell you about is called Cruise Mapper. It's cruisemapper, one word, .com. I'm going to really try to remember to can maybe you take some notes and put down which ones, so that we can include the links to these below in the description. So Cruise Mapper, what Cruise Mapper is it tells you all the information about different cruises that are scheduled around the world. And what I use it for is to find out how many other ships are in port the same day as the ship that I'm going to be on. So to give you an example, we are going to Portofino on one of our excursions, and on one of our ports, and in Italy. And I looked up, so you look up by the country, and then you look up, and I'm going to actually take you through the steps. I'll go through it online, and I'll do screenshots, and I'll take you through the steps of exactly how you search for what. And so you search by country, and then you scroll until you find the port, and it would say Portofino, and then you enter the date. There's scroll thing for the date, and when you enter the date, it will show you how many ships have that same date. So if it's May 15th of 2025, it'll show you that they're, MSC whatever, Royal whatever, and Celebrity whatever, May 15th, 2025, and that's how many ships are in. It actually shows you the time that they dock and the time that they leave, so you can find out how many ships are in port, so get an idea of how many other passengers are going to be in port with you, and whether or not their ship is there before you or their ship is there after you. And that's important. A lot of times the Celebrity ships seem to be there first, which is great, which means I want to get off the ship immediately so that I get off the ship and start doing whatever it is that I'm going to do before those other ships arrive.
It's important because of the transportation.
Yes.
It's easier to get you when you're not fighting with the other cruise ships.
Right. A huge port for this is Santorini.
Yes.
Because the only way to get up to Santorini, well, there's actually 3 ways. You can, the cable car, the donkey, which takes you up the mountain path, or you can hire, an excursion where you could take a boat or a ferry that'll take you around to the other side.
There's a fourth way. You could walk up. Because remember, people were walking up and walking down, and
I'm not sure about that. I think it's
it was an option, and I've seen it before, and someone was saying that.
I think it's very dangerous.
It is dangerous. You have to be in good shape to do it.
Okay.
But, yes.
Okay. So I lost my train of thought. If that's definitely a place that you want to know how many ships are in port, because the most common way to go to Santorini is the cable car, and the cable car can have a 2-hour wait just to get on the cable car, just to go up the mountain. And there's really nothing else at the bottom. There's nothing there. So the only thing that you want to do is go up the mountain. So it's really, really helpful for situations like that. I look at Cruise Mapper for almost every single cruise that we go on. I have a notebook, and I write the date, and I write the ship, and I write the port and what day of the cruise it is, and I write how many ships are going to be in port that day. And then when I start to do my research for the excursions, I keep all of that in mind. So that's the first thing I do, is Cruise Mapper. The second thing I do is there's another website that's called What's in Port, and it's exactly like it sounds, What's, WHATS, in port.com. And it will give you all of the basic information about the port, whether it's a walkable port to get out of the port, or if they offer free shuttles. And it also will tell you what's in the port for passengers to do and what is walkable within the range of the port. It's a great resource. So What's in Port. And then I will do a search on Google, and I'll search something like, what can I do? We just did Dubrovnik. What can I do for a day in Dubrovnik from a cruise port? And I actually worked on Cartagena yesterday, Spain. And it'll come up with some sites, and that's why it takes so long to do these searches. But one of our most favorite things to do is
the walking app.
Yeah. Self-guided walking tours. If you like to walk and you're good with walking, it doesn't matter at what pace, and you are interested in seeing sights and learning about the history of where you are and restaurants and shops and things of that nature, this is an outstanding app. It's called Voice Map. Is that right? Yes.
I think so. There's a few of them.
Voice Map. Yeah. Well, I've tried out 4 different ones, and I like Voice Map the best. I find it's the easiest to navigate. It provides the most amount of information, and they are the most reasonably priced.
Right. We used that in Hamburg.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
And Amsterdam, maybe?
We did.
Yes.
We did. We've used it a lot. And you go in, you download the app, and I'm going to give you a picture of the app. And you go in and you explore. You tap Explore. You set up an account. You create an account. It's free to do. Username, password, that kind of thing. And I do it all right on my phone. And I explore. You can type in any city, anywhere in the world. And I think I've only had 2 occasions where they didn't have anything. And it'll come up with walking tours that are narrated and guided by a professional tour guide that lives in that town. And it's amazing. You download it right to your phone. It costs anywhere from, I think the least expensive one was $3.99, and the most expensive one was $12. Yes, amazing. So I download one, and John and I listen to the same app, the same download, we share our earbuds, the wireless earbuds. He has one and I have one, and then I can control it on my Apple Watch. I can pause it, I can stop it, I can rewind it. And it's great because we go at our own pace. So the one that we did in Hamburg, I'm going to give you an example. It said that the app, the tour took an hour and a half to do, and it took us 3 hours because we would pause it and we would do a little bit of looking around in the area, and like we went into this really cool church and we spent a little time in the church, and then there was another stop. We had to stop and go to the bathroom, so we found a bathroom, and then we found a place to eat. So we paused it and we went and we ate, and then we started it again. And if you get off track, like we found a place to eat and it wasn't right on the route, and when we started it again, it says something like, not all that wander are lost, but it seems like you've gotten a little off path. And they give you, it's run by GPS. And so you have to have cellular service or Wi-Fi in these places. You can download it, and everybody's phone has GPS. I don't know, how does that work if your phone isn't on?
I don't think every phone has, but you need to have the data on.
The data on to have the GPS.
I think so, yes.
So I'm going to try that out and see. I'm not sure because you download it to your phone. So it's already downloaded, but it does require GPS.
Well, I'm assuming if you download it, it won't tell you if you're lost.
Right. Because, well, no, because it's working with the GPS. Right. So it's in my library. And once you buy something, it's in your library. And I just bought one for Civitavecchia for our upcoming trip, which is the port that's Rome, and Dubrovnik, and Kotor, Montenegro. I think that's the one, Montenegro. And, or is that, yeah, I think that's Kotor. I'm getting confused with my ports. Anyway, it's a wonderful thing, yes. The other two resources that I use a lot are getyourguide.com, and it's getyourguide, one word, .com, and they have phenomenal tours, very reasonably priced, and they have so many of them to choose from. And John and I have done several Get Your Guide tours, and we've been very happy with them all. And the other one is Viator.
Yes.
Viator.com.
We did that in Alaska, right?
We did Viator in Alaska. We've done multiple Viators as well. So those are the ones that we use, and I can only recommend to you something that I've actually used and used successfully. And please ask me any questions at all. If I know the answer, I will respond back with the answer. If I don't know, I'll let you know that I'm not sure, and somewhere along the line I will do research and I will let you know in a future video, I'm sure. And what's next? You're pointing to something, but I don't have my contacts in. So
do you remember if Viator is the one that guarantees you to get back? There's one of them that
no. There's certain ones that will guarantee you to get back to your ship, but I don't know how they can guarantee anything like that. But in any case, we have done majority of our excursions on our own through research, and we've always had successful tours. We've always had really successful excursions, and we really love it. I'm becoming quite the researcher for excursions. So after we spent all day doing that, we came up to the cabin and we freshened up and we went to dinner. And we ate dinner at the buffet tonight.
Yeah, our friends were there. So
we joined some of our friends for dinner at the buffet. And then after dinner, we came back to the cabin and got some of our stuff. And we went down to the Cafe El Baccio. And, I played trivia.
The music.
Music Divas trivia today. I completely forgot about it. While we were sitting at Cafe El Baccio this afternoon, I took a break and I played music trivia. And it was 15 songs, and you had to do the song, the title of the song, and the artist. And so it was a total of 30 points. You got one for each correct answer.
Mhm.
And it was 15. And I got 22 out of, so it's 30. So I got 22 out of 30 by myself. I was really, really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Because
Do you know what those songs reminded me of?
No.
A friend of ours who sings them.
Oh,
Crystal. Crystal Stark.
Crystal.
Oh.
One of the
Yes.
guest entertainers that's on Celebrity Ship sometimes. Her name is Crystal Stark. I'm sure some of you have seen her. She is a friend of mine and John's, and she's a really great person. She's so bubbly and happy and so much energy, and she's a lot of fun to be with.
And
a lot
she
of fun
does
to
the
be with.
divas. That's
Yes,
her thing.
and she does the divas.
Like
Yes.
Whitney Houston. What's
Yeah.
the big one? Whitney Houston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So we played trivia. We went to dinner. We came back to the cabin, and there was another bottle of wine for John for his birthday. We have, I'm looking at it now, we have 3 bottles of wine and a bottle of champagne that we got this cruise
Yes.
as gifts from different departments. I don't know what we're
You know,
gonna
on
do
the
with
way up, we saw the silent disco.
it. We did, and I took a clip of it. We saw the Diet Silent Disco as we were headed up. So we just spent the night just hanging out and socializing and relaxing, and almost everybody that we've interacted with had to go back to their cabin to pack, but
Not
we
us.
didn't
Nope.
because we're in the same cabin. Oh, it is the best when you do a back to back and you can manage to be in the same cabin. It is the best thing because you don't have to do anything. It's just another day for us. But on that note, tomorrow we do have our second back-to-back turnaround day. So we will be getting off the ship a little bit tomorrow morning. We're going to actually take a cab or an Uber and go out of the port.
So we are doing that?
We're just going to do some things. Are we not doing that? We decided not to do that?
We haven't decided completely.
Okay, so
but
we might. Otherwise, we'll be just doing the back-to-back process, which last week there was a glitch. So hopefully this week will be smoother. And I will show you some clips of it, but I'm going to do an entire video on the back-to-back process. I was just waiting until this week to see if I could do a more smooth transition process, because last week was quite the debacle.
Yeah.
And here we are back at our cabin talking to you nice people. And that's it. And that does it for day 14 of 28 days. We're halfway there. Oh my goodness. I can't believe 2 weeks down, 2 weeks to go.
Yes.
And tomorrow is
free play day.
tomorrow's free play day.
Yes.
We get $2,500 of free play each.
Yes.
Doesn't last for much longer. They took that benefit away.
Yes.
But we're excited for that. And that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support. Hit that thumbs up if you liked it. Answer the daily question. Let us know some ideas. Let us know some ideas for anything that we talked about. We'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts.
But for the survey.
For the survey, just yes or no, preference of the luggage, and then expand if you'd like. And that's it. And hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. Subscriber count is climbing. 25,000, here we come. So if you haven't done so already and you watch our videos anyway, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. That will let you know of any new videos that we post. And we so much appreciate you. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful day.